This is a concise tutorial for a pleated mask with a wire across the nose. First of all, cut yourself a template from card measuring 235 by 195 millimeters, and then cut yourself 3 pieces of fabric to that size. Ideally 2 sheets of cotton and 1 of polycotton to use in the center. Also, ideally elastic, otherwise tape, measuring 350 millimeters times 2 for the top and 300 millimeters times 2 for the bottom. And also we need a wire 100 millimeter long of 1 millimeter diameter, and we're using a plastic coated garden wire. On the sides, for the purpose of pleating, you want to measure out 40 millimeter, 60, 80, 100, 120 and 140 millimeters. Next, you want to take your feature fabric, so that's going to be the side of the fabric that would be showing on the outside, and you want to pin the elastic or tape onto the fabric like this, allowing 1 centimeter seam allowance at the top and the bottom. Then you take the piece of fabric you want to be on the inside of the mask, and that needs to be cotton because it needs to absorb the moisture from your breath. Thirdly, I'm using a polycotton for the center. At the top, I have marked the center point as well as the width of the wire plus 1 centimeter seam allowance on either side. You can pin that into place together, stitch all the way around, allowing approximately 1 centimeter seam allowance. And to give the elastic a bit more support, I've zigzagged in the 4 corners where the elastic is positioned. Then you stitch a channel at the top and you insert your wire. It doesn't matter between which layer you insert it. You push it so it sits central between these 2 marks you made. Next, you're going to zigzag the elastic into place. And you want to use a dense stitch at either end to secure it into place. After that, you snip off the corners, which helps you to create a more rectangular shape. And then you bag out the mask. Just push all the fabric through it, and you can pull it out using that tape or elastic. You give it a really good press. And then you refer back to your template. You align your mask at the top of the template. So this is where the wire is, that's the top. And you place pins into the points you measured out earlier. I'm doing this back to front because it's easier to see on the plain fabric compared to the pattern fabric. So you want to have the right side up. Now, you take the first pin, fold the fabric over onto the second pin. Then you pinch the fabric around the 3rd pin and place it on top of the 4th pin. Pinch the fabric around the 5th pin and place it on top of the 6th pin. I'll show you that again. So you pinch the fabric around the 1st pin and fold that over to meet the 2nd pin. Then you pinch the fabric around the 3rd pin and fold that over to meet the 4th pin. And the same with the 5th, folding it over to meet the 6th pin. And then you may just want to tweak it slightly if it's not entirely even. Now you hold all that between your fingers and thumb, and you hold it in place with a bulldog clip. And then you repeat the process for for the other side. Next, you're going to press this really hard. Press the center first, and then you can take off the bulldog clips and do the edges. And then you're going to top stitch the mask, starting in the bottom corner, close to the edge, all the way around. And bear in mind that the wire is here at the top, so you have to be either side of the wire. When you sew the pleats, this is quite thick, so your machine may struggle, so you want to gently feed the fabric through the machine and not forcing it, because that way you will break the machine. You may have to manually turn the wheel or adjust the pressure of the footer as well. Right, and then you should have this mask. Thank you, I hope this was helpful.